If a verdict of guilt is returned, then you would go to the second phase, all right? And that is, what would be the juror's recommendation for punishment? And in that phase, the law provides that it only has to be by a majority of 7. In other words, if you oppose the death penalty, you have the absolute right to abstain from voting for the death penalty and to vote for life imprisonment. Now, that principle of law preserves your right to your conscience and religious scruples and your opposition to the death penalty, such that you never have to vote to impose the death penalty on any man. Knowing that, would you be able to sit as a fair and impartial juror on the issue of guilt or innocence? In other words, the first part of the case.
No.
Why not?
I've already told you.
Would you repeat it for me?
He's guilty right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Go ahead, that's enough to call it.
I'm satisfied. Thank you for your frankness and being with us here, and hope you're well on your French church.
Step right out the back door and go up the 7th floor, sir.
The next number, Madam Clerk.
321 William Filer.
Number 321. Take that seat right there, please, sir. Speak up so everyone can hear you. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Keever?
Yes. Mr. Tyler, I'm Dan McKeever with the State Attorney's Office. It's a little more informal situation. We just want to have a conversation back and to find out anything specifically that you have heard about the case and your feelings at this time. Have you ever sat on any type of trial before? No. So you understand that this is the portion of the trial where the jurors get to talk and explain certain things, and it's the only portion where you can. After this, after the jury's selected, you have to sit and absorb the evidence, listen to the law, and then reach a verdict based solely on that. So if there's anything you want to explain at this time, please by all means do so. Don't let me force you into just a yes or no answer. Earlier, Mr. Simpson was asking you about the presumption of innocence, and if you could follow the judge's instructions, which the man is presumed innocent as he sits here today. And I believe you answered that you could or couldn't. I wasn't real clear on what you said.
I said that I wasn't sure, sir.
Why is that?
Because I must be very honest about it. I assume you want me to be perfectly honest and sincere,
I appreciate
which I want to be. And very honestly and sincerely, I personally feel that he's extremely guilty.
Okay.
I'm sorry, sir, but this is the way I feel it, and I'm very honest about it.
What do you base that on?
A very deep-seated feeling that I have. I realize that's a feeling and not logic.
Okay, well, my real question is where did you gain the knowledge of guilt or innocence? In the newspapers or TV or something?
Just my own personal observations and from all that I've read and heard.
When did you first read about the case?
It's been several months,
A year ago?
approximately.
Did you hear about it when it first occurred, the crimes first occurred?
Yes, I did, sir.
And have you followed it in every news article since that time?
I don't know about every news article.
Almost every article?
Well, in many articles.
On a monthly basis or a weekly basis?
Well, probably on a monthly basis.
And so you were fairly familiar with the situation before you came into the court and were advised about the indictment, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And do you place a whole lot of reliability on what you read in the press?
I don't know exactly how you...
There's an old question that we sometimes ask, do you believe everything you read in the newspaper?
No, I do not.
Do you, on a scale of highly reliable to not very reliable, how do you rate the newspaper story?
Reasonably reliable.
Do you feel, as you sit here today, that your opinion as to this guilt or innocence could be set aside so that you could listen to the evidence and listen to the law and then reach your verdict?
I do not.
Move for cause, Judge.
Do you have any questions?
No question, John.
Thank you for your frankness, sir. We appreciate your frankness to the court, and it's correctly, it's exactly what we're looking for.
Well, I assume you wanted me to be perfectly
We
honest.
sure do, and we thank you for being so.
Thank you, sir.
Door right out the back door, please. Turn to the jury.